Hey guys, Try Hard Lovekin here. So, the most important thing when trying to prepare for Deadman mode would be to make sure you have a strategy and that you stick to that strategy. So, in this video, it's just going to be me talking, and I just want to talk you through some of the different types of strategy you could choose to do and the pros and cons of each different type. So, the first strategy that I want to talk through is the sugar daddy strategy, aka money and skilling. So when I first started Deadman mode, I went 99 thieving. I think I was the second person to get it, and just made a dick ton of money off thieving off knights. And actually now it would be even better money because you've got the thieving key, which makes sure that you never fail. So yeah, you can make a ton of money off them, or paladins, but you have to bring some food for that. And just get a lot of money, put some stuff in your deposit box, quickly buy out skills like mage, and train that in R down, buy out range, train it in R down. So you get all your combat training done in a safe zone. So this strategy I think is pretty good. You do have to do it the way I described though, because if you earn a lot of money and then you just go start training melee, like out of a safe zone, you're going to get killed and you're going to lose your bank. So if you do want to go for this method, make sure you put all of your money into your deposit box, like in some way or another, and you want to make sure you at least get a decent amount of combat levels in a safe zone. So this method, it actually worked out pretty well for me. A lot of other people did it. There was Bonesaw did the Herblore. Quite a lot of other people did, I think Alfie did Hunter. And yeah, I did Thieving. And yeah, it's decent. It gets you that money pile, and it means that you can train your skills faster and more efficiently. But it does mean you get left a little bit behind and you'll never be the highest combat level in the game, which I think is an important thing. But it definitely has its pros. Pros that you get to do training in a safe zone. So you're basically going to, and your skills should hopefully be mostly in a safe zone. So skills like mining, I think mining is probably the worst skill. Do not do mining. Fishing's pretty close to safe zones, like in Catherby, you can just run back to that bank. Wood cutting, most trees are pretty close to banks. Hunter's a little bit more dangerous, so you have to be careful with that. And thieving is basically almost all in safe zones, so that's why I liked thieving. If you want to go for the money route, the thieving, while it isn't the highest in the money section, it is good and safe and efficient money. So yeah, it's a decent strategy. And if it's your first time doing Deadman mode, I'd actually recommend to do this strategy, because I think that it was pretty good and it was safe, and you can't really go wrong with it. It's pretty good. So the second strategy I want to talk about is the questing strategy. Now in Deadman mode, questing puts you in a very dangerous situation, because sometimes you have to bring quest items which will take up spots in your inventory, and you just have to go to dangerous areas. Most quests are done outside of safe zones, so it's a really dangerous thing. But if you do quests straight off the bat, then people can't even hit high enough to KO you. So if you've got like a decent food, like you go buy some wines from Draenor, or you've got someone that's doing fishing for you and you've got some lobsters, then you're really not going to be able to die in the single combat zones. When you go in the multi-zones, it's going to be more difficult. Try and bring a friend. But yeah, you get what I mean. Doing quests in the very, very early game can be extremely efficient. It can get you those skills quickly, like a lot of people do the waterfall quest for a quick 30 attack and strength. And yeah, so basically there's different power spikes that you get from quests. So one person I want to talk about quickly is Bodhi. Bodhi was, even though he didn't only quest, he was a big quester in that, like, he rushed Underground Pass, one of the first people to get an Ivan staff, and was using that and hitting 25s on people like within a week. Like, that is really, really strong. Not even within a week, within a couple of days. So that's a really, really strong path, is to take the Ivan staff, go Underground Pass, and try and PK early. Like, if you want to PK early, that's exactly what I'd want to do. You'd want to quest, Underground Pass, Ivan staff. Then there's such things, if you're one of the first ones to do Desert Treasure, then a would-be really, really dangerous quest suddenly becomes a lot less dangerous because it's not crowded or anything. And yeah, so basically the questing path, it's really strong. You get your skills up decently. You do get left behind a little bit in money, so this usually helps if you've got, like, say, a friend that might be helping you get a little bit of money. You might take out a loan from them or something. Yeah, the questing path is really strong. You can get certain power spikes and do quests that you want to have done eventually, but you get them done earlier so that you don't die when everyone else is doing those quests. So yeah, like, if you go straight off the bat and you did, let's say you did you did Desert Treasure, like that was your path. You wanted to do Desert Treasure within like 2 weeks. There would be literally no one there, and you would be pretty safe in thinking that you'd just be able to waltz through the quest and just do it. So that'd be a really efficient path. You might not be able to PK with people yet because you wouldn't have the money for runes and stuff, but at least you'd have that quest out of the way. So yeah, this is a really strong path. This one is a little bit more experienced than the previous strategy because you do have to rely on others for a little bit of money. You fall a little bit behind in comparison to the next strategy, which is pure combat. So you're not going to be the highest level again, but you definitely reach power spikes such as Ivan's Staff, Ancients, Lunas if you want to go that way. So yeah, it's really powerful. It's quite a lot safer than doing the quests when everyone else is doing them, but it does mean you fall behind in the other two areas of combat and money. So the last strategy I want to talk about is the combat strategy. In this strategy, you want to be focusing mainly on combat training. You'll probably end up doing Slayer so you can make some money from it. And basically it revolves around getting so strong that other people don't want to try and tackle you, and you can take anyone out of the game that you want to because you are stronger than them. Now, while this strategy obviously seems overpowered when I say it like that, it does have significant downfalls. It's the most dangerous of the three strategies because you're going to have to do the quests that you do need to do later when everyone else is doing them. So if you're not the very strongest, it could be really dangerous, especially in Desert Treasure when it's multi-combat. It doesn't matter how strong you are. If there's a clan there, you will get taken out of the game. And it's also dangerous because all of your combat is out of safe zones. I mean, you could just do combat on guards and stuff, but then you're not going to have any money. So unless you had like literally a friend that was just going to be a little slave, then I wouldn't suggest doing this. So yeah, you'd probably want to go train Slayer so you can make some money from it. Big pros. It does mean that no one can kill you and you can kill everyone, but it is very dangerous. This method, I'd not suggest it if it's your first time playing Deadman mode, or if you're not going to be able to play Deadman mode a lot, because if you fall behind in this, then you're just a level 80 there, just sitting there ready to die to anyone with Ancients. You want to be really strong, have high defense level, high prayer levels, always bring a ton of food with you when you're doing tasks, and yeah, it can be a really strong and efficient strategy. The person who I saw doing this was Rank 1 Slayer, was his name, and I think he's like RS 2007 vids. I'll put a link in the description of all the guys I mentioned today. And yeah, he basically bum rushed Slayer. He was going for rank 1 Slayer. He didn't quite get it, but he was doing really, really well. I remember watching him like a week and a half in. He was using a cannon, killing fire giants with a whip. Like, it was just insane. Like, not quite that, but yeah, like it's really strong. You get to be really powerful. You also get quite a lot of recognition when you walk past people and they're level 40s doing skills, and you just walk past with your whip and you're level 100, and people are like, whoa, what the hell? So yeah, this is a really strong method. A lot of people use it to great success. My friend Jake used it as well. He trained mainly combat, and that worked out really well for him. So yeah, it's basically with all these methods, you just want to choose whatever suits your playstyle. So the questing and combat ones can definitely be put together because you're not going to just quest and not combat. That wouldn't make any sense. And you're not going to combat and not quest at all because then you won't have things like Dragon Scimitar, Ancients, Ivan Blast. So obviously there's going to be a mix and match of all these things, but generally you want to stick to one of these paths, hone in on it, become the best in your area. So like you could be one of the best thievers earning the most money. You could be one of the most questers, get the first Barrow's gloves, be safe, and then be able to train your combat skills efficiently. Or you want to be one of the highest levels and just stay the highest level, don't die. Yeah, so these are just sort of the strategies you want to think about when you're thinking about playing Deadman mode. And just get it through your head. You don't have to spend hours and hours on it. I did, but I'm taking this very seriously. But just take a few minutes and think, well, how do I want to play the game? Which direction do I want to go? And just make like a rough sketch of an idea of what you think you might do. Like, I think I'm going to try and bum rush Underground Pass. So I'm just going to quickly get some agility levels, get a couple of food scrapped together and just go rush it out. Might not even have the mage level required to cast Ivan Blast, but then you can get that afterwards, and you've got that quest out of the way, you've got the Ivan stuff, and everything's nice. But yeah, do what suits your playstyle. Alright, thanks for watching guys, appreciate it, bye.